In this video, I'll show you the best free way to host your Storybook. Because if you think that where you host your Storybook doesn't matter, you are definitely missing out on some really great features to share your work and collaborate with others. When looking for a place to publish my component library, I have three expectations. First, it should be free, at least to start. Second, it should be well integrated. And third, there should be some collaboration features that I can grow into as my component library and team develop. Now, when I was using these three expectations to find a place that I could grow my component library, I found Chromatic. Now, Chromatic is a little bit of a sleeper in this Storybook hosting game because they're a visual testing and UI collaboration tool, but they have an unlimited free forever Storybook hosting plan. We need three things to put our Storybook on Chromatic. First is a valid Storybook. My favorite way to validate a Storybook is to run the build Storybook command. This builds a static Storybook that can be hosted anywhere, and then run npx http server Storybook static. This is just a generic HTTP server that's going to serve our static files. So grab this URL, paste it in our browser, and we can see that our Storybook is good to go. The next thing that we want is a hosted Git repo. I have one here at github.com/chantastic/course chromatic. I'm using GitHub, but you can also use GitLab or BitBucket, and these same instructions will apply. Finally, we need a Chromatic account. Go to chromatic.com and authenticate with your Git provider. So that's it. If you have these three things, you are ready to go. Now, once we're in Chromatic, we need to add a project. I have projects, so on the project page, I see a add project button. However, if you're seeing this for the first time, there's probably just a big add project button. Click that, choose Git provider, and look for your project in this list. If you don't see it, you can hit refresh this list. I'll select course Chromatic, and now we have a linked project. Let's follow these instructions to get our first build. We will install Chromatic. I'll use the yarn instructions because I'm using yarn. Stop my server, yarn add dev Chromatic. Then copy this command to publish our first build. Copy, paste, and run. Now, if your project only has one commit, which mine does, you'll probably see this error saying that you need to do a full checkout of the Git history. To solve this, we just need to add a second commit. So we added that Chromatic dependency, so let's commit it. Git add, git commit, add Chromatic dependency. Now, with two commits in our repo, we should be able to run this command again and have it work. When this command completes, we see a handful of things that changed. We get a URL where we can see our build. We see a summary of all the things that were included in our build, 3 components, 8 stories, publish time 10 seconds, and we published this commit on main. Finally, we see a question that we can answer: no Chromatic script found in your package JSON. Would you like to add it now? Now you can hit yes or no. I hit the default of no, and it gives me an example of the script that I can add to my package JSON if I want to. Whether you choose yes or no, you'll probably want to use the token as a secret in your Git provider. Now, today we're only focused on hosting, so we're gonna skip this whole tutorial on catching UI bugs with visual testing and say go to your project. Here we'll find our build with all of the components that we added. And if we go to the very bottom, we can click View Storybook. And here we are taken to our freely hosted Storybook online. Now, without diving too far into it, Chromatic also makes it really easy to collaborate using branches. So go to Manage, Collaborate, and you'll see these permalinks down here at the bottom that we can use to share our work as we're doing development. Speaking of sharing your work, let's talk about one of my favorite features, which is embedded stories. We often share our work in blog posts, documents, company intranets, and shared knowledge bases. Chromatic is the only Storybook publishing tool that allows you to embed your stories into other services and platforms. Let's see how it works. Go to your hosted Storybook and find a story. I'll go with button primary. Copy the URL, and jump to an authoring tool that you use. I use Notion, so we'll try it out here. Paste the URL and select Create Embed. And just like that, you'll see this embedded story, and it's actually interactive. I can use the various tools that I might use inside of my Storybook to inspect this component. Now, this is great for note-taking and knowledge share apps like Notion, but what does this look like in a blog platform? Well, let's jump over to Medium. Here, I'll take that same link and paste it in. Hit enter. What Medium does is it actually takes a picture of the story. It's not interactive, but we can add a caption. Now, in a scenario like this where you have just the image, you probably don't want all of that Chrome on the outside. Jump back to your hosted Storybook and click the Open Canvas in New Tab button. This opens just the isolated story. Now copy that, jump back to Medium, paste, and hit enter. This time we have an image, but it's just of the story. Okay, so Chromatic checks the free and integration buckets, but does it have the collaboration tools we need to support our component library moving forward? Yes, tons. In fact, more than we have time to get to in the remainder of this video. So the first link in the description below will be the feature list of Chromatic, so you don't miss it. Chromatic has everything needed to take you from simply hosting a storybook to publishing a component library that can be shared, previewed, reviewed, tested, and fully integrated with your Git provider and CI pipelines. If you're looking for the best place to publish your component library or design system, you really can't do better than Chromatic. It's free and it integrates with a world of other products by letting you embed stories. Not only that, but it has a ton of Storybook-aware tools that you can leverage as your needs and team grow. So that's it for me. If you made it this far in the video, you may consider joining our Discord server of over 15,000 designers and developers. I'm Fantastic. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.